Working to make a change. This woman refused to give up her seat on a bus in Alabama. These 4 college students refused to leave an all-white lunch counter. These men and women marched with thousands of others in Washington, D.C. What do these people have in common? They were all trying to end unfair laws in our country. They were all part of something called the Civil Rights Movement of the 1950s and 1960s. Long ago, segregation was legal in some parts of our country. That means that laws kept people apart. Black people and white people had separate places, like schools, restrooms, and restaurants. The places for black people were not as nice as the ones for white people, but this all started to change during the 1950s. Many people worked together to try to end these unfair laws. They were working to make sure that everyone had the same civil rights. Civil rights are the rights and freedoms that our laws say everyone is supposed to have. All the work that these people did to end the unfair laws was what we call the Civil Rights Movement. In 1954, it became illegal to segregate public schools. Little by little, schools became integrated. That means that black students and white students started going to the same schools together. Thousands of people worked together to change an unfair law in Montgomery, Alabama. Back then, the buses in Montgomery were segregated. The law forced black people to sit in the middle or back of public buses. White people could sit in whatever seat they wanted. A black person had to move if a white person wanted that seat. For years, black people in Montgomery had been working to get this law changed. Then, in 1955, a woman named Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white passenger. She was arrested. Rosa's arrest led to big changes in Montgomery. For more than a year, black people refused to ride the Montgomery buses until the laws changed. After 381 days, the U.S. Supreme Court ordered the city to stop segregating buses. All people were now allowed to sit in whatever seat they wanted. Over time, the laws changed. Public places were integrated. Now, it is against the law in our country to segregate people or treat them unfairly because of their skin color. Today, we remember the people who worked so hard to end the unfair laws.